14 months have come and gone, but the IFL is finally back in Bismarck, North Dakota. The Bucks have their home opener against one of the IFL's newest teams, the Massachusetts Pirates, right now on Beck. Welcome inside the Bismarck Event Center, everybody. Alongside the IFL Hall of Famer Robert Fuller, I'm David Sugarman. The Bucks, following their Week 1 win over the Green Bay Blizzard, made clear they didn't want that Week 2 bye. They were eager to get here in front of the Bismarck faithful and show that they are not the same old Bucks. Robert, what can we expect out of Bismarck today?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, as they come back with a full roster. And then, what have they changed over the bye week? They got off to a great 1-0 start, and I know they're excited to be home. So I would imagine we're going to see balance between the run and pass, and they're going to want to be efficient with that football.
As for the Pirates, one of the IFL's newest franchises, one of 3 teams, but there's no shortage of talent for the Pirates this season. 7 former NFL draft picks, 4 of them are wide receivers. Robert, in a league that's designed for the offense to already have the advantage, how can the Bucks slow these guys down today?
Well, I tell you what, you got to stay in front of those guys, and you have to communicate on that back end. Starting with Deion Carter, he's an experienced guy, and he's got to make sure that everybody's on par, everybody's got their zones, they're communicating. On that defensive line's got to keep the quarterback in the pocket, and they got to put pressure on him.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of points. It's the Bucks home opener. The Pirates and the Bucks coming up after the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show.
Poem Design is your shop for specialized and meaningful home decor. Nothing makes a house a home like personalized designs that celebrate your milestones and tells your family's unique story. Check out our e-commerce site to find signs, photo prints, and much more. Let Poem's cutting-edge technology create unique products to help you add your personal touch to any space. Visit poemdesign.net to shop our catalog today.
Coin toss is done, and we are ready for football here at the Bismarck Event Center. It's the Bucks and the Pirates right here on Beck. Pirates won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, and the Bucks will get the football first. Gabe Rui will kick things off, and the Bucks home opener is underway alongside the IFL Hall of Famer Robert Fuller. I'm David Sugarman. Thanks so much for joining us. Kickoff goes out of bounds, and while the offense is jet set, let's take a look around the IFL. Only one other game in action this weekend. It was Louisville and Green Bay last night. No problem for the Blizzard at home. 49-29 over the Extreme. Right now, it's the Bucks and the Pirates. And next Saturday, for the second time already this season, Bismarck will take on Green Bay. Bucks come into this one 1-0. The Pirates 1-0, finishing up a 3-game road trip. And Coach, we were talking about it before the game, especially in the IFL. These long road trips can take a toll on the body.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really curious to see how it will affect the Pirates today. This is the 3rd game on the road between Louisville, Green Bay, and then now Bismarck. That's a lot of travel.
We saw both quarterbacks in Week 1 for the Bucks. They'll start with Glenn Couillette, who threw 3 touchdowns in the second half. A little bit of trickery around the bend. Raheem Harvey from Mike Kerrigan, and he is wrapped up and tossed into the wall by Tavares Dantzler.
Yeah, Dantzler did a really nice job just staying at home, reading his keys. He is a player that had a big-time game last week against Green Bay. And again, if you're going to have those long developing plays, he's gonna make a play.
Bucks coming off the early Week 2 bye. In Week 1, it was a dramatic victory over the Green Bay Blizzard on the road, 41-35. Couillette sets up after a 5-yard loss. Couillette fakes the handoff. He'll take it himself and gets to midfield, and a good pickup for Glenn Couillette. And talking about the differences between these two quarterbacks, that's what Couillette brings to the game, a little mobility.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this this read option look, and he's a mobile quarterback, and when you can run with your quarterback, you get a blocker back, and that's important.
An 11-yard pickup for Couillette. quarterback at Texas Southern and Tulane, spent some time with the Dresden Monarchs in Germany. 3rd down and 4 from about the 25. Couillette on the feet of Harvey. And with 4th down upcoming, let's take a look at our Eventide Senior Living Community keys to the game. And a big 4th down here for the Pirates. They want to get off to a strong start in this one. And on the other side of things for the Bucks, a couple of key turnovers almost cost them a win in week 1. Good chance for the Bucks to start strong here. Cody Barber sets up for his first field goal of the night. Snap and hold is good. Barber, money through the uprights. Missed his first 2 field goals of the season. Bounced back. The longest tenured Buck gets Bismarck on the board.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torgerson Auto Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors.
Welcome back to the Event Center. Watching Bucks football here on Beck Sports. Just a couple of minutes in, Bucks strike first, 3-0. They don't pick up a first down, but they're able to kick a field goal. That's the beauty of the IFL. Every play is pretty much a chance to score.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and Barber had a little bit of an up and down game out there in Green Bay, so it's really important for him to start off with the field goal right away on his first attempt.
And that one going to be brought out of the end zone, and a whole mess of Bucks right there at the point of attack to take down Arian Maxi Penton.
That was a great job by the Bucks on the kickoff team. Those guys maintained their lanes well, squeezed down to meet the ball carrier. Just a great fundamental play by the kickoff unit.
1st down and 10 at the 6. Looked like they'll put it down at around the 6-yard line. Official hasn't spotted it yet. And this week, the Pirates are led by the reigning IFL Offensive Player of the Week, quarterback Alejandro Benefield. 5 total touchdowns last week, 4 with his leg, 1 with his arm. This is a dynamic guy.
Yeah, Benefield has that ability to extend plays too, and that makes him dangerous.
Benefield sets up at about the 6. Drops back to pass, finds his man at about the 10-yard line. It's Laquiviante Gonzalez.
Boy, the Bucks dodged a bullet right there. Had Benefield not determined where he wanted to go before that snap, he had a wide receiver wide open running a fade on the right side of the field.
Benefield in his 2nd season with the Pirates. It was going to be a game-time decision, but Sean Brackett, the 3-year captain and starter for the Pirates, ruled out today. So it's Benefield starting for the 2nd straight week, 2nd down and 6. Some early movement and our first flag of the day. It'll be a false start, charged to number 74, Marquise Lucas, former Tampa Bay Viper of the XFL. This isn't a league exactly designed for the defense to thrive, Coach, but when you've got a chance against a team backed up like this, what's the defensive attitude?
Well, you got to pin your ears back. You can't just sit back and be passive. The Pirates are going to look to make something happen here. They'll probably take a shot.
Some early movement, no flag. Benefield launches deep down the side. Incomplete. And so it'll be 3rd down and 11 from inside their own 5-yard line. They were looking for Thomas Owens deep down the right side.
Yeah, the Pirates had a post and a fade running down that right side. I thought for sure Benefield was going to hit that post route, but again, lucky for the Bucks, you know, he threw it to the receiver that was covered up. You know, in this 3rd and long situation, I'd like to see the Bucks put pressure on him. They've got to make sure that they keep him in the pocket here.
Benefield, 4 touchdowns on just 5 carries last week. Benefield drops back, fires over the middle. It's picked off. Oh, and it's just dropped. What great defense in the secondary from Zarel Hendrick.
That was a big-time play by Hendrick.
Nearly going the other way.
It's a nice break. He could see it developing, and just to come in and get his hands on that football, it's exactly what the Bucs needed to start this game.
And this is one of the more interesting parts of the IFL. You can't punt. So 4th and 11. It'll be a field goal for Gabe Rui, kicking from his own end zone. Not a lot of breathing room. Snap and hold are good. Rui tries bombing one, and it's wide of the mark. Picked up by Hendrick. He'll try and return things. Makes a few men miss. Hendrick down the sideline at midfield before he's finally pushed into the boundary.
Probably going to get a block in the back. That was a very exciting return. But I do think it was right there.
That's what head official Chris Wiggins and his crew are talking over right now. Either way, it'll be Bucs football after the missed Rui field goal.
And before I forget, I'll give these officials a shout out, because this game is tough. You know, it happens so fast. Everything is so bang bang. You know, when you go from, you know, officiating outdoor games, you know, your high school games, your college games, to come indoors and just adjust to the speed, it's not an easy job.
The officials still talking over. So after all that, Rui and company will get another chance, offsetting penalties. And so Rui will get another crack at things. Talking about the length of the field, plus here in Bismarck, the end zones are about 5 yards. So a field goal, a couple yards into the end zone, about 57 yards or so. So you need quite the leg, even indoors, to get this one.
Yeah, and I think here he just wants to get it out of bounds, out of the back of the end zone.
High snap, settled down, and that's exactly what Rui and company do. And now a little bit of commotion in the end zone. J.D. Griggs of the Pirates and a couple of Bucs were getting into it. They break that up, and we'll take our first timeout. 8:42 to go here in the first quarter. 3-0, Bucs on top.
When no one else is around, champions get to work. They never rest, never settle.
Bucs football is presented by these fine sponsors: Blue Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields. Bucs football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Bar, Gluten Property Management, Bet Connect, the official communications provider of the Bismarck Bucs. Bet Connect, the official replay sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Welcome back to the Bismarck Event Center. Bucks with an early 3-0 lead over the Pirates. 8:42 to go here in the first quarter. So we don't have any first downs yet, but we do have 3 points, and the Bucks come back out. They didn't pick up a first down, but what'd you like out of their first possession offensively?
Well, the fact that they got points out of it, I would love to see them follow up on this drive and just, I'd love to see them run the football straight ahead with either your running back or your quarterback. If you're going to take a shot now, but it should be something quick hitting because this defense is going to react, and they are very fast.
1st and 10 at the 25. That's midfield here at the Bismarck Event Center. Handoff for Justin Rankin. Pinballs off a couple of defenders before being wrapped up. Should be brought down back to around the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two more. Santos Ramirez came through with the tackle.
So even though it's not a big gain, I really like this. You're just firing out, playing man-on-man football. All of these have that cumulative effect, by that fourth quarter. You want to lean on that defensive line, so I like what I'm seeing. I love just to see them run dive, maybe run some sweep, run some read option as well.
Rankin, the halfback who just ran it, is set up on the top of your screen as a wide receiver. Kuyet tosses out for Rankin. Great block on the outside by Kerrigan, but Ramirez got loose. He's active here early.
Yeah, it's a really nice job by Ramirez. He takes on that screen block, but he still maintains outside contain there. It just gets an arm on that on the ball carrier.
So it's a 2-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down and 6. Bucks need to make it to the Pirates 15 to keep the chains moving. Kuyet has to get rid of it across the middle and off the hands of Kerrigan.
I like the concept, just some verticals here on the right side and running that dig underneath it. Sorry, David. That had a chance to, if he would have been able to catch that and turn that up, that could have been a score.
We've already seen Cody Barber knock through 1 field goal today. He'll come out and set up for his second. Cody Barber, the longest tenured Buck. And we've got a whistle before they set things up.
Now, kicking here in Bismarck, the scoreboard is definitely a factor, but from where they're at right now, it's not a factor. So I was just thinking, why are they kicking it from out there? So it's good to see them move the ball back in. It's more of a straight shot, but anything on their side of the field, you have to move it outside the hashes.
Kuyet, the holder, at the 23. Snap and hold are good. Cody Barber off to a great start. Right down the pipe. He's 2 for 2. And the Bucks take a 6-0 lead here on their home opener. Back in a moment with more Bucks football.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Mar, Gluten Property Management.
Good crowd on hand here for the Bucks home opener. It's the first game in over a calendar year. Bismarck was one of just 4 teams to hit the field last season, a 50-36 loss against the San Diego Strike Force. And like I have to remind any of you, then the COVID-19 pandemic came through and canceled the rest of the IFL season. But a good start, a 1-0 start for Bismarck, and now they're up 6-0 here. Another squib kick from Barber. It's picked up inside the 5-yard line, going down the sideline, and a great return from Laquiviante Gonzalez inside the 20, and good starting field position for the Pirates.
You know, on the last kickoff, you know, Bismarck did a really nice job with lane integrity. Here, their contained man gets sucked in. He bites in thinking that it's going to go up the field. And obviously, you know, the last thing you want to see is your kicker having to make tackles.
Cody Barber, a tough guy for a kicker.
Oh yeah, he'll bring it. You know, he started off with 2 field goals. He's feeling it. He's ready to go.
Pirates will set up shop at the Bucks' 19-yard line. Missed the field goal on their opening drive. Never left their own end. Sweep on the opposite side. Duncan in the backfield immediately, and he gets some love from Rod Miller.
That was a great play. I was just thinking the Pirates needed to get Stockton involved. And Duncan was probably thinking that same thing. Outstanding read. He was really aggressive. He was able to beat the block and get that negative yardage tackle.
A 4-yard loss. Malik Duncan, one of the captains from this Buck squad, came over from the Quad City Steamwheelers after they went dormant last season. A good addition for Bismarck. 2nd down and 14. Benenfield, the southpaw, back to pass. Probin, looking end zone, goes deep. Incomplete. Good job defensively from the Minot State product, Keontae Godot.
Yeah, that was a nice job, not letting that wide receiver get back behind him, but props also to the defensive line, you know, for keeping Benenfield in the pocket.
Certainly a little bit of physicality, but you get some of that in the IFL. The intended target was the former Baylor Bear, Terrence Williams. So it's 3rd down and 14. Pirates team that's averaging almost 43 points a game through their first 2. 49 in their opener against Louisville. 36 last week in the loss to Green Bay. And Godot nearly intercepted that 3rd down pass near the wall. Godot says, I missed it by that much.
You know, in this game, you really need to take advantage of those opportunities. But, you know, one thing I like, when Bismarck is bringing the heat, Benenfield wants to get rid of that football quick. And there was just a miscommunication between his wide receiver.
3:53 to go in the first quarter. 4th down and 14 when we come back.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Every day we rise, bend, twist, walk, run, doing the things we love. They are simple until they are not. If pain is holding you back from simple tasks like work, playing sports, or spending time with loved ones, West River can help you get the pain relief you need to enjoy the things you love. Take the step to a happier, healthier life by calling us today, or go online to westriverchiro.com. West River Chiropractic, family, wellness, athletics. We are proud to be the official team chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Gabe Rui set up for about a 35-yard field goal, his 2nd try of the day. No good. Rui's 0 for 2 off to the side, and the Bucks keep the Pirates off the scoreboard and will take over possession at about midfield. Head coach Rod Miller, as we take a second look on the All True Health Systems replay. Just right of the mark. You know, head coach Rod Miller said he knows that this isn't exactly a league that's set up for the defenses. We shoot for about 3 stops a game, and that includes field goal. So far, he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, he's got to be really, really happy with the way his defense is playing. You know, other than, you know, a couple of shaky moments where, you know, they had some breakdowns and coverages at the beginning of the game, they are rock solid right now. They're getting production out of everybody, and that's exactly what they're going to need, because the Pirates right now are just, they're not in sync, but you can't expect that to last for too much longer.
Bucks without a first down, but they've scored on each of their first 2 drives. Kuyet looking deep. He's got Harvey. He's got a touchdown. Raheem Harvey, the length of the field, and the Bucks are in the end zone.
There is a flag in the end zone.
So let's see if this one comes back. A flag in the opposite end zone. It was a great look to Raheem Harvey. And so it's a roughing the passer call. Let's take a second look at this dime from Kuyet, coach.
Yeah, I love this play call by Coach Ross. You know, they're backed up, so this is the time where you have all the field to work with. And when you have a baller like Harvey, just throw it up to him and let him do what he does.
Harvey, 7 catches for 99 yards last week and the game-winning touchdown. He's got the first touchdown of the day as Barber gets his extra point blocked. Pirates trying to pick it up. They can run this back, but they're quickly taken down. So Bucks can't add one more, but they lead by a dozen. It's a 12-0 Bucks lead. 2:29 to go here in the first. Harvey going deep.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Sonato Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors.
We welcome you back to the event center. 12-0 Bucks. You may have heard the officials say before that after that roughing the passer, the penalty was going what's called in the bank, not something you see at the college or the NFL level. Coach, what does that mean?
So that personal foul is basically wherever the Pirates get the ball here on this kick return, the penalty will then be assessed.
So Gonzalez with the 20 goes past midfield. Rankin trying to bring him down. Gonzalez with another excellent return, and that'll make up for the penalty that's in the bank.
Yeah, I can't tell if there's another flag on the field, but if everything stands as it is, they'll be 15 yards back from where they're at now.
Whatever flag there was picked up, and so the speedy Gonzalez with another excellent return. And that in-the-bank penalty now enforced. So it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 20-yard line for the Pirates.
So I think it's becoming obvious now that, you know, Bismarck, from a kickoff standpoint, they're going to have to start doing some different things. They're going to have to start squibbing this football. Because typically when you have a really, really talented roster, like the Pirates do, that means your special teams are going to be pretty darn good, and now we're starting to see that.
Not everybody active for the Pirates today, but a team that their first year in the IFL has amassed a lot of talent. 7 former NFL draft picks. A couple of guys who spent time in minicamp as well with several NFL teams. As there was a whistle just to set up the chains and officials timeout. One guy in particular, Darren Carrington II. If you're a big NFL fan, you might know his father. Darren Carrington Sr. was a safety for the Broncos for 8 seasons, played and lost in 2 Super Bowls with Denver. So there is quite a bit of pedigree already attracted to one of 3 new IFL franchises. 1st and 10 from the 21. Benefield looking deep. Owens bobbles and he couldn't hold on. More good defense, and Keontae Godot's letting him know about it.
That's another, again, just another big time play. You know, you're talking about the talent of the Pirates. You know, they are just loaded. You know, A lot of their coaches, played in the NFL. That's, who the management team, they're going after players that have NFL type of experience. So they definitely want to have the most talented roster they can.
Benefield on 2nd and 10, wrapped up for a sack. A couple of Bucks in on the action. Devon Keith and company. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Coach, we've already touched on that. This isn't a league that's supposed to be designed for the defense to excel. Somebody should tell the Bucks.
Yeah, they are, this is a fantastic start, and the Pirates are just out of whack. I just watched 2 of their receivers basically run routes right into each other. They are just not on the same page right now.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. On 3rd and 12, Benefield steps up, has Thomas Owens, and he's wrapped up by Malik Brown inside the 10-yard line.
That was a nice job by Benefield. Again, he went through his progressions. He went left to right and then back to the left again. And nice job by Owen, just running a corner route, an out route.
And Pirates elect not to run another play. First quarter in the books here from the Event Center, and it was a portrait of dominance for the Bucks. They lead by a dozen going into the second quarter.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves, and we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today. H.A. Thompson & Sons.
Patrick Pass, former New England Patriots fullback, 3-time Super Bowl champ, and now in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Massachusetts Pirates, but his team's got some work to do. Down a dozen. Bucks pretty much set the tone on both sides of the football. What do the Pirates need to do better in the second quarter to get some momentum?
Yeah, they just got to settle down. They got to find some things that work, maybe some quick hitting things. Just run the football, throw some hitches, do some things that, are just quick where they can just gain some momentum. That's really the biggest thing. Right now, it just seems like they're kind of stuck in quicksand, an old replacements reference, and, right now they're struggling. So, it's they just got to settle down and just start making some plays.
On the Bucs side of things, Rod Miller said we shoot for 3 stops a game.
Yeah.
You already had that in the first quarter. What's so impressive about this defense?
Well, they're playing together, and, when you get a defense like this is the first time they've been home. They've got a home crowd behind them. They're feeling that excitement, that enthusiasm of being home. So, and right now, they're just playing fundamental football. That's all you really got to do. Play assignment sharp, fundamental football, and make plays. And, doesn't matter if you're a Division II guy or if you played in the NFL. This still boils down to playing fundamental football.
Pirates knocking on the door for the first time today. 1st down and goal from the 7. Benefield, they fake the pitch to Stockton. Back of the end zone for Thomas Owens. And the Pirates are on the board with a former Florida International Panther.
That's a really nice play call. Flag down.
Flag looked to fly in after the play, but second look on the All True Health Systems replay. So the touchdown stands, an unsportsmanlike penalty on the center, Jordan McCray. And once again, that will go in the bank, so it will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff. Gabe Rui will set up for the extra point in the meantime. Rui, right through the pipes.
Nope.
Forgive me. Rui can't get it to go through, and it's Bismarck by 6. Bennett Field for Owens. Pirates on the board for the first time.
Beautiful day to get out on the course, isn't it, Corey?
Without a doubt, Brian. And Scotty here was thinking the exact same thing.
There's a lot on the line for him today. He told his friends he's a scratch golfer, but the numbers today suggest otherwise. Ooh, swing and a miss.
Looks like he's excited to find that Titleist. Unfortunately, he was playing with mojos.
Ooh, and a major infraction just occurred. Can we get another look at that?
As from my angle, it looks like he's got about a 10, 12-foot putt slightly.
Pluton Property Management, the official game ball sponsor of the Bucks. Cricket Wireless, the official smile cam of the Bismarck Bucks.
Today's game on Beck is brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank, West Dakota Chevy Dealers, Bell Bank, BASF, and Beck. Following their first touchdown, kickoff, Mike Kerrigan picks it up, breaks through their first line. He's only got one man to beat, bumps into the kicker, forget the penalty. Oh no, they may not give Kerrigan the touchdown here.
They're going to say he touched the wall at about the 3 or 4 yard line. Oh.
Mike Kerrigan showing off the speed. Coach, what do you see?
Look, I see him just putting the pedal to the floor right here. And a nice job by this kick return team. You know, they didn't get great blocks, but they got enough just to get a piece of their guy and open up the hole.
Gabe Rui, the last line of defense, the kicker, made the stop, but it'll be first down and goal. They are marking the ball just inside the 2 yard line.
Yeah, they had the penalty in the bank, so they just went half the distance there.
Every yard counts, and now the Bucks, after just giving up their first touchdown, can answer right back.
One thing that's a little bit challenging here in Bismarck, is when you get to this point where the ball is inside the 2 or 3, there's not a lot of room to work with. So it'll be interesting to see, looks like we're going to get a 2-back set by Bismarck.
Stokes coming around, the give to Rankin, and he's upended and short. Good goal line defense from the Pirates.
And what's tough is, it looked like the lead blocker was cutting off the backside, but when you try to cut around that edge, there's nobody there for the safety. And the safety can basically be right there at the goal line, so that becomes a one-on-one.
In your mind, is there any trickery to be done here, or do you just power ahead and try and be the tougher football team?
Right now, you're just, I would think, you try to utilize your 2-back set. I'd like Harvey, in the backfield, give him the ball.
Couillette, little trouble with the snap, try and just push himself over the line. It'll be third down and goal.
I'm sorry, I meant Rankin, goodness. Quarterback sneak is fine, but, here I'd like to see them give the ball to Rankin. Utilize your lead blocker here.
Rankin was the team's leading rusher in week 1. 10 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown. Also caught a touchdown from Couillette in the second half of that win over Green Bay. That tackle by the kicker Gabe Rui looking more and more important now. Third down and goal from the 1. Couillette, option, keeps, scores, reaches over the goal line, ball is loose, but it is ruled a touchdown. A lot of havoc after the fact, but the Bucks go up 18-6. And the officials officially rule it a touchdown, but we've got a challenge flag out there right now. What do you see, Coach?
Yeah, he definitely loses this football, but I feel like he was in the end zone. Obviously, it's tough to see from this angle. I did feel like he crossed the plane, but it was a bang-bang play, so this is a legit challenge.
So the officials will go and take a look at the replay. Now, is there a case here? It looks like before he crosses the end zone and before he fumbles, that his knee might be down.
Yeah, I would need to see that again. There's just so many things happening on this play.
11:56 to go here in the second quarter. We'll step away for just a moment while the officials take a second look. 18-6, potentially, Bucks still on top. And we take another look here. We've seen a couple of different angles. The officials are still looking at it. Cody Barber and company are out on the field right now. Cody Barber being the kicker. Coach, do you think they have enough to overturn this?
Just from the two angles that we're looking at right now, I just don't see how you can conclude, without a doubt here that, that ball is fumbled before he gets into the end zone.
Officials coming back out onto the field now.
By the defense. Therefore, the result of the play is a touchback. First down, Massachusetts.
So what a change of events. Instead of the Bucks going up 18-6, 6 points get scrolled off the scoreboard, and Massachusetts takes over. A kickoff that was brought back to inside the 5-yard line, and the Bucks can't capitalize. Huge stop from the Pirates, Coach.
Yeah, that is a huge stop. That's exactly what they needed to be able to get the ball back in their hands. And, all they need is one score, and they're ahead. So, you think over the course of a football game, there's going to be 4 or 5 plays that have the opportunity to change the course of the game, and that might be one of them.
So the Pirates take over. They just scored their first touchdown of the game. Take a look at some stats. The Pirates haven't really been able to get going on the ground. -3 passing yards. Favor the Bucks 47-28. Of course, most of that coming on one play for the Bucks. A deep touchdown pass to Raheem Harvey. $11:50 to go here in the second quarter. Bucks had a 12-0 lead, was nearly just 18-6, but the Pirates make their first big stand of the day, and now a chance to tie or take the lead on this upcoming drive.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to do the exact same thing the Bucks did on their last offensive possession, going that way.
First down and 10 from the 5. Benefield out for Terrence Williams. Duncan and Godot both there at the point of attack for the tackle. Terrence Williams, one of those former NFL draftees we touched on, played with the Cowboys for a couple of years.
Yeah, there's no shortage of weapons out here for the Pirates, but you know, I like the play call again. Just a simple hitch moves the football. You know, they're working with about 2nd and 4 right now, and you know they get themselves out of the end zone.
5-yard pickup on first down. Haven't seen much of running back Justin Stockton yet. Week 1 IFL Offensive Player of the Week. He's sidecar right. Stands in to block. They're going deep down the field behind Williams. Brown was in coverage. Williams having a discussion with the official. He wanted a flag. There is one on the field back at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's something that wide receiver was 4 yards past the line of scrimmage at the snap. That line judge needs to throw that flag.
Defense. Not mirroring a receiver inside the belt. It's a 5-yard penalty that results in a first down, Massachusetts.
So that's our first mention of the belt today. Another thing that we don't see in other areas of football. Break down the belt and why that was a penalty on Bismarck.
So, you know, the belt goes a couple different ways, but the belt is, you know, a 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. But kind of what they were talking about is that you need to be head up on that, any receiver. You got to be head up on that motion receiver, and the Bucks were not.
So it's a first down after the penalty on Bismarck. Benefield with time down the right side. Carrington had a step on Godot, but Benefield overthrew him. And Benefield, who is such a dual threat we saw last week against Green Bay, it seems like Bismarck's done a good job of keeping him inside the pocket.
Yeah, basically, you know, they watched the film against Green Bay, and, you know, Benefield, when he got out of the pocket, you know, he did a nice job making some plays there. So Bismarck is just doing a really good job being fundamentally sound on the defensive front. Their defensive ends are keeping contained, and they're making sure that he's not going to beat them with their feet.
2nd down and 10. Under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And a flag before the snap.
73 offense, 5-yard penalty.
False start on the Pirates. Kendall Baker, the Georgia product, moves the Pirates back a few yards here. And so it'll be 2nd down and 15. Clock continues to run after the penalty. Another thing you'll see here, other than under the 1-minute mark of the second and fourth quarter, it is essentially always a running clock. This game likes to move.
Absolutely.
After the penalty, 2nd and long. Benefield looking for Owens, went up, couldn't grab it. Malik Brown there defensively. The secondary for Bismarck has been active. What have they done well against this talented Pirates receiving corps?
Well, I tell you what, they're breaking on the ball really, really well. I think if that ball was thrown a little bit earlier, I mean, you could just look, that's thrown behind him. So, you know, it's easy to make that play for the defensive back. But again, you know, they're breaking on the ball. They're doing a good job keeping everything in front of them. Just Benefield right now is off.
Head coach Rod Miller in his 3rd season at the helm of the Bucks, 2-12, their first year in the IFL, just 0-1 last year before the COVID-19 pandemic, trying to get off to a 2-0 start. 3rd and 15, Benefield. He's going to make a run for it down the left side and fouled his blocks before being pushed out inside the 20.
So the first time, I don't know if that was a stunt by the defensive end, but you could see it right there. Number 15 comes inside. This is the first time the Bucks have broken down as far as their contained responsibilities. And if that was a stunt, you know, there should have been a flat defender there to make that play, and there wasn't.
Benefield gets loose for the first time today. It'll be 1st down and 10 inside the 20. Benefield upset. He calls for a timeout. And he'll get it. First timeout of the half. 7:45 to go here until the halftime break. 12-6. Bucks on top. Pirates on the move.
There are many gaming choices across the region, but why play games that don't reward you? Instead, join the Night Club, the Players Club at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. When you use the Night Club card, you earn rewards like free slot play, comps, entries into big giveaways, great discounts, special offers, and more. And right now, you can get in on new member and referral bonuses. Like rewards? Join the club. The Night Club, only at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. Feel lucky tonight.
When no one else is around. Champions get to work. They never rest. Never settle.
.7:45 left in the first half. Bucks nursing a 12-6 lead, but the Pirates, who just got the ball after forcing a fumble at the 1-yard line, recovering it in the end zone, on the move right now. Feels like they've really swung the momentum in their favor after a rough first quarter, Coach.
Yeah, I think so. You know, and the Bucks had a big part to do with that by breaking contain, but you know, the Pirates really need to get some points here out of this drive, and they really need to get a touchdown.
First and 10 for the Pirates. They were down 12-0 at the end of the first. Benefield across the middle. Williams holds on. And lets Godot know about it. Those two have been going back and forth the entire night.
That was a really nice concept here by the Pirates. They just ran stacked routes, so they know Bismarck is going to man up the online receivers, and then basically they leave Bismarck with a banjo coverage, so there's two DBs trying to cover two wide receivers, and they just basically ran a slant with that second receiver, and they were able to hit him, and now they're looking at first and goal.
First down and goal from the 6. First play of the second quarter was a 7-yard touchdown throw to number 81, Thomas Owens, coming down the right side of your screen. Benefield with time, back in the end zone. Darren Carrington, the second, ties this one up. And the Pirates are an extra point away from taking their first lead of the game.
I like the concept here. You know, they're putting their running back out in a route, and that just, again, clears open the middle of the defense, and then basically they're just running a post around the back of the boards. You know, and when you have these type of weapons, it's so hard to cover these guys for that long. You know, the few times that Bismarck hasn't brought pressure, Benefield's been able to make them pay for it.
And after Gabe Rui, their kicker, missed 2 field goals and an extra point, the Pirates will elect to go for 2. Benefield, pump fakes, probing, lobbing towards the back of the end zone. Too high for his intended target, Thomas Owens. And with 6:02 to go in the first half, we're locked at 12. 12 unanswered from the Pirates.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Sonato Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Bar, Gluten Property Management.
Tonight's game on Beck is brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank, West Dakota Chevy Dealers, Bell Bank, BASF, and Beck. 6:02 to go in the first half, 12 unanswered from the Pirates. It was all Bismarck in that first quarter. What's changed?
Well, you know, I think, again, it's just the Pirates settling down and making the plays that are there. You know, one thing you're going to see, kind of like, you know, basketball, where you're going to see these shifts in momentum. and that's indoor football. Right now, you know, we started off with all the momentum going for Bismarck. Now all the momentum is going for the Pirates.
Coach, how's your golf game? You think you can nail this?
I don't know. I'd give it a shot. I'll tell you that much.
You're not coaching anymore. You must hit the links a little bit.
You know what? Coaching was such a humbling sport. I didn't need to pick up another humbling sport. So I left that to all of our players, our quarterbacks, assistant coaches. I was breaking down film while they were golfing.
I think you're a little too hard on yourself. But regardless, here we are, 6:02 to go in the second quarter, locked at 12. Rui squibs one up, takes a couple of high bounces. Hendrick picks it up at about the 5. Makes his way past the first line of defense. Hendrick down the left side, pushed. Was it into the border or into the end zone? And for the second consecutive return, the Bucks are held just short of the end zone.
And for the second consecutive time, we got another flag.
During the return, holding. Number 32 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Bismarck.
So regardless, this one will come back, holding on Darion Jackson. So the Bucks will come back and have to earn it. Their last time out, they started inside the 2-yard line, a return to about the 3, and then an in-the-bank penalty that put the Bucks inside the 2. And then on 3rd and goal, Glenn Couillette fumbled the ball, recovered by the Pirates in the end zone. And then they marched right back down the field to tie this one up at 12. 5:48 to go. Here in the first half, Bucks looking for their first points since the first quarter. Couillette with Rankin sidecar right. Plenty of time to operate. Going deep. Kerrigan couldn't hold on, but a flag. Likely defensive pass interference.
You know, I do really like the aggressiveness by Coach Ross here.
Number 5 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You know, he's looking to, you know, there was a couple stop and goes. That was just a straight fade. And just throwing it up and trying to let his receiver make a play. And, you know, when you get into these matchups, you know, you get that PI. Again, that's a 15-yard play for the Bucks.
Ahmad Dixon was in on the coverage, whistled for the penalty. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Couillette already has one deep touchdown today to Raheem Harvey. Oh, Couillette just gets it off for Justin Rankin, who's taken down immediately. Khalid Wooten.
You know, I love this play call. You know, I think it had all of us on the edge of our seat there. But here's the thing with the Pirates. You know, these guys have played at such a high level, and you know they're reading their keys. And you know, last week Spate was just an absolute wrecking ball. And you know, I've been kind of waiting for him to put his imprint on this game. He is just such a dynamic player.
Former 5th-round pick of the Washington football team. Bounced around with the Dolphins, Jaguars, and Chiefs. Now he's here in Massachusetts. Low snap. Couillette has to get it away quickly and just wisely tosses it out of play. 3rd down upcoming.
These are drive killers, but at least he had the poise enough to throw it out of bounds and not force anything.
Especially at this level with such a short field. You mentioned not forcing anything. Turnovers are terrible in every level of football, but are they extra bad in the indoor game?
Yeah. When you get a stop, that could be a 14-point swing depending on what the other team does with it. So, and you know, and on these field dimensions, you may try to throw to a receiver on the backside, but a safety's going to close on it.
3rd down and 8 from midfield. Couillette trouble with the snap again. Able to cover, drops back, and just launches it off his back foot. A couple of Bucks fans are happy they're going home with a souvenir, but Patrick Pass and the defense a little bit more happy right now for Massachusetts. It'll be 4th down and 8. Cody Barber, who's already nailed a couple field goals today, comes out onto the field for Bismarck.
you know, here's the thing. If you're going to be competitive in the IFL and you're going to win games, you know, you can't kill drives on snaps and things like that. It's just, this is, you know, the second game, but it's kind of like the first game all over again. So they are going to make some mistakes, but they just can't have that.
Be about a 36-yard field goal for Barber. 2 for 2 today. Not that time for Barber. Barber misses for the first time, and we stay locked at 12. 2:38 to go.
Cluton Properties, the official housing sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks. ID Chrysler, the official touchdown sponsor of the game.
Thanks so much for joining us today alongside the IFL Hall of Famer. I'm the IFL broadcaster, David Sugarman with Robert Fuller. Thanks so much for joining us for the Bucks home opener. Started all Bismarck up 12-0 at the end of the first quarter, but the Pirates have bounced back in a big-time way. Coach, 2.5 and counting to go right now in this first half. What does Bismarck need to do to regain some momentum going into the locker room?
Well, they got to make sure that the Pirates don't score here. At least try to limit them to a field goal.
Benefield barking orders to his receivers. Some confusion behind the line. The give to Stockton. He finds a crevice and makes it near the chains. No 2-minute warning in the IFL. It's a 1-minute warning, so the clock will continue to run for another 60 seconds.
You know, if you're the Pirates here, you know, just burn that clock down. Keep trying to get first downs. You know, the one thing that you ideally, like in this situation, kind of what's unique to indoor football, is you want to score with as little time left as possible so the other team doesn't have a chance to answer before the half.
Benefield out for Carrington, lit up. Sorrell Hendrick there. And him and Carrington exchanging some pleasantries.
That's kind of what those guys do out there at the edge. The corners and wide receivers are always yapping at each other and getting after it. But one thing I like from the Bismarck DBs that I haven't seen in a few years is just this level of physicality and breaking on the ball. They're playing some good football back there.
Ticking closer to the warning. See if the Pirates will take the snap. And they'll elect to let the clock stop. 1 minute to go in the first half. Pirates football, and we're locked at 12.
Cricket Wireless, the official smile cam of the Bismarck Bucks. ID Chrysler, the official touchdown sponsor of the game. Cluton Property Management, the official game ball sponsor of the Bucks. Turd Burglar, the official sponsor of the Deuce Rule. Mattress Firm, the official timeout sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks. West River Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Exactly 1 minute to go here in the first half. Pirates with the football, and worth noting, they elected on the coin toss that they want to defer until the second half. So this is a big opportunity for Massachusetts. They were down 12-0. You get a chance to go up into the locker room, getting the football coming out. Really big stand here for Bismarck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if the Pirates play this right and they get scores, you know, to end one half and start the other, that's a huge swing. That's a game-changing swing.
Massachusetts down 12-0 at the end of the first quarter. They've dominated here in the second. Benefield all day back to throw. The southpaw lets it loose, and nobody was home. Thomas Owens and Malik Brown were fighting near the end zone. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and this is one of the rare moments where the clock will stop at the under 1 minute mark.
Yep. You know, Owens has got to be careful here. You know, he feels like he's getting, you know, he's getting held, but you know, he's got to be careful with this retaliation. But, you know, I've always thought, you know, the one thing that separates indoor coaches from outdoor coaches is what happens in this last minute of each half. There's a lot of clock management. You know, you can't be too conservative. You've still got to get points, but you'd like to burn off as much clock as you can.
2nd down and 10. Benefield steps up in the pocket. He'll make a run for it, and he's banged into the boundaries by Duncan. Clock will stop at 46 seconds.
So yeah, under a minute, you know, when the ball carrier gets to the boards, that's just like running out of bounds or going out of bounds in outdoor football.
And normally the clock will run in the IFL game up until this 1 minute mark. So it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Pirates still have 1 timeout left, and they hope not to use that until they absolutely have to.
Just 2 on the play clock. Pirates just get it off. Benefield finds Owens for the 1st down. Great drag by Malik Brown to keep Owens in check, though.
That was a heck of a tackle by Brown, because if you don't tackle, you don't make that tackle on Owens, he's got room.
Clock stops again for the 1st down, and now the chains are set. Clock continues to run, under 40 seconds to go.
And here you don't panic. You know, you want to be aware of the clock, but you just run what's called. You still have plenty of time.
25 seconds. Benefield, plenty of time. Over the middle, he hits Williams. He pinballs off a couple of bucks, and he's inside the 5. Clock stops with 15 seconds.
Just until they set it, and then it'll start running again here.
And Benefield will spike it down with 13 seconds to go. The Pirates been methodical on this drive. What have they done well offensively here? You see the dart to Williams across the middle.
Well, you know, he's just taking what's there instead of, you know, earlier that throw was behind or too far in front of the receiver. So the things that we've seen, you know, Benefield now has been making plays with his feet, you know, and that's something that the Bucks did not allow him to do in the 1st quarter. And, you know, we talked about how well, you know, Bismarck was tackling. And then you see right there, they did not tackle well, and that could end up costing him.
Benefield tries taking it himself. A flag. Looked like it was thrown just before the snap.
Yeah, the Pirates weren't set.
We've seen a number of penalties on both teams in this 1st half.
Prior to the snap, false start. 74 offense, it's a 5-yard penalty.
So the penalty will be on Marquise Lewis, a 5-yard penalty. Coach, I know it wasn't by design, but you've touched on a few times that there's a lot less room than usual when you get down near the goal line in the indoor game, especially here in Bismarck. Does that help Massachusetts a little bit in this case?
Not at all. That helps Bismarck quite a bit. It doesn't help the offense. There's just not as much room to work. You know, in other places, maybe you can throw a corner route, you can run some posts, you can do some other things. Here it's got to be crossers.
From the 7, Benefield steps up. He's got daylight, and he's got a touchdown. He ran in 4 of them last week. He runs in his 1st of the evening. And the Pirates take a 6-point edge with 7 seconds left in the 1st half.
So the Bucks are, you know, they're playing coverage. Their linebackers are now covering routes, and they're not there for the quarterback. You know, and that's been the theme of the 2nd quarter, and that's what really kept this entire drive alive, was Benefield being able to run for that 1st down.
The Pirates went for 2 their last time up. After Gabe Rui unsuccessfully missed 2 field goals and an extra point. They'll try again here. Missed the 2-point conversion last time. Flag out on the field. Benefield across the middle. Throws it out of the back of the end zone. Let's see what the flag is, though.
Holding. During the try, number 74 of the offense. That penalty's declined. The try is no good.
So Marquise Lewis can't really get his name out of the official's mouth right now. Another penalty, but it won't matter. 7 seconds to go. Not all's lost here, though, for the Bucks. We've seen them have a few big kickoff returns here in this first half, but we'll step away for just a moment. 7 seconds to go in the first half.
Mattress Firm, the official timeout sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks. Sleep Number, your official sleep partner of the Bismarck Bucks.
7 seconds to go here in the first half after leading 12-0 at the end of the first quarter. 18 unanswered for Massachusetts. They've showed some composure here on the road, Coach.
Yeah, they're definitely, I mean, this is offensively they are struggling, but you know, Bismarck, you know, I feel like Bismarck has given them what they've got here in this second quarter by allowing Bennyfield to run the football. But they are doing a good job. You know, I think they're patient, they're more confident in what they're calling, and they're executing, definitely executing better.
Deep kick, and if that went through, it would be a deuce, and it was just short. Another rule worth mentioning, with under a minute to go, the deuce rule, which was just implemented last season. Of course, didn't get to see much of it with only 2 games being played. On a kickoff, if the kicker can put it through the uprights, they get 2 points. That's only with under a minute to go. There were still a couple of Pirates putting up the deuce signal and saying put up 2 points. Tough to see exactly from our angle, but that's what head coach Patrick Pass is arguing right now.
3 seconds for the half.
Yep.
It'll be first down at the 5-yard line, Bismarck.
And it is, in fact, a deuce.
Yep.
New rules. Sometimes the officials need a little reminder, and head coach Patrick Pass was eager to give it to him.
Absolutely, and this is, you know, it's new to me. They didn't have this rule, you know, when I was coaching, so I like it. I mean, it's definitely, you know, it adds to the game, and then now, you know, you're looking at an 8-point difference. So, you know, there's going to have to be a 2-point, you know, conversion or something, you know, field goal involved somewhere in this game. But Bismarck, that's a big deal for Bismarck.
And now we've got a challenge flag out on the field. Don't know if that's Rod Miller challenging whether the kick went through the uprights. And so the officials, believe, are going to go take a second look at whether that kick went through or not from Gabe Rui. It was just at the level of the crossbar. Got to have quite a leg to even get there. Talking about the length of the field, even in the indoor game.
I felt like it went through, but, you know, like we were kind of mentioning before, you know, off the air, every kick in here looks like it's good. So it's hard to tell.
And you wonder if the officials weren't quite looking for it because, as we mentioned, it's essentially a brand new rule. It got played into a couple of games last year.
Right.
Second look on the All True Health Systems replay right here.
That goes through.
And so this is our best angle right here.
Yeah, that's through.
No doubt from that angle.
Be nice to see the top of that there. Yeah, it's hard to see there, but I felt, yeah. It's a great angle. We just missed it, though, but I feel like from that first one, that definitely went through.
So Rod Miller with his first challenge of the season. Officials a quicker time with the replay here.
The kick did cross over the crossbar. The result is a deuce, and that result is confirmed.
So it is, in fact, a deuce. Add 2 more for Massachusetts in what has just been a perfect second quarter for them. Trailing 12-0 coming into the second quarter. The first play of the second started with a touchdown. 7-yard fine for Thomas Owens in the back of the end zone. And one of the last plays in the half adds a deuce. So last chance for romance here for the first half for Bismarck, trailing by 8. Couillette was looking for Rankin off his fingertips. Leaves 4 seconds. If you're Bismarck, do you just try and get something going out of bounds and give yourself a chance for an easier Hail Mary, or with 4 seconds, do you just try and launch it?
Well, you know, where they're at right now, you know, if they would have been able to get some yards, would have nice been able to try to maybe kick one through. But here with 4 seconds left, you know, I just think here's one thing they got to be careful is that they don't do anything that's going to bite them in the butt. But, you know, see if they could isolate Harvey and try to get him in the end zone.
Harvey's already got 1 deep touchdown. Low snap, Kuyet across the middle, and he's got Stokes, and he's wrapped up. No time left on the clock. He banged into the boundary, but was there a second left when that happened? That will bring the half to a close. So JT Stokes with a nice pitching catch, but 20 straight points from Massachusetts, and they'll get the football coming out. Massachusetts with a 2012 lead over the Bucks in Bismarck's home opener. Back with a halftime report in just a few here on Beck.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves. And we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today, H.A. Thompson & Sons.
There are many gaming choices across the region, but why play games that don't reward you? Instead, join the Night Club, the Players Club at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. When you use the Night Club card, you earn rewards like free slot play, comps, entries into big giveaways, great discounts, special offers, and more. And right now, you can get in on new member and referral bonuses. Like rewards? Join the club. The Night Club, only at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. Feel lucky tonight.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Who Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields.
It's that time of year when you'll save hundreds, even thousands on America's best-selling brands during Mattress Firm's semi-annual clearance sale. While supplies last, save up to 80% on name brand model closeouts like Sealy, Simmons, Serta, and even Stearns & Foster. And with zero interest financing for up to 5 years, buy America's most recommended bed, Tempur-Pedic, for just $31 a month and get $300 in bonus cash. But hurry, these clearance models won't last long. Shop Mattress Firm's semi-annual clearance sale going on now.
Halftime here in Bismarck, and the Bucks trail the Pirates 20-12 alongside the Hall of Famer Robert Fuller. I'm David Sugarman. Let's take a look at some of our first half highlights here from the Events Center, and special teams played a big factor. Mike Kerrigan with a massive return here that set the Bucks up inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, the Bucks special teams unit at the beginning of this game had some big-time plays on both sides.
And then another one right here. Zarel Hendrick had another nifty return, came up inside the 5-yard line. But a couple of big stops, that one from Laquiviante Gonzalez. One of them eventually led to a fumble inside the 5-yard line. And tell you what, Cody Barber, the kicker for the Bucks, 0 for 2 last week. Nothing like kicking in your home field. 2 for 2 to start the day, had the first 6 points. And the Bucks took a 6-0 lead early on in this game. Cody Barber, the longest tenured Buck, and then this might have been the play of the hat. Kuyet says go deep for Raheem Harvey.
Yeah, that was a big-time play, an aggressive play by Coach Ross, but it definitely paid big dividends.
Down 12-0 at the beginning of the second quarter. Pirates responded. Alejandro Benefield found Thomas Owens in the back of the end zone for the first score of the day, and from there the second quarter was all Pirates. This time it was Darren Carrington in the back of the end zone to tie things up. It felt like the Pirates just found a groove in that second quarter, Coach.
Yeah, and I think it all starts with Benningfield. You know, him being able to extend plays with his feet.
And then the all-important juice here at the end of the first half after going up 20-12, 2 more. Going through the uprights, gave Rui in the final seconds of the half 20 straight points for Massachusetts, and they get the ball coming out of the halftime locker room. Bucks in an 8-point hole, but still a lot of football to be played. We'll come back with stats on the other side of the break.
Poem Design is your shop for specialized and meaningful home decor. Nothing makes a house a home like personalized designs that celebrate your milestones and tells your family's unique story. Check out our e-commerce site to find signs, photo prints, and much more. Let Poem's cutting-edge technology create unique products to help you add your personal touch to any space. Visit poemdesign.net to shop our catalog today.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Blue Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Sonato Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic.
Every day we rise, bend, twist, walk, run, doing the things we love. They are simple until they are not. If pain is holding you back from simple tasks like work, playing sports, or spending time with loved ones, West River can help you get the pain relief you need to enjoy the things you love. Take the step to a happier, healthier life by calling us today, or go online to westriverchiro.com. West River Chiropractic, family, wellness, athletics. We are proud to be the official team chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Welcome back on the Farmers Union Insurance halftime report. First half stats: Massachusetts up 20-12, winning in the rushing yards category, the passing yards category. Only 1 turnover, that's from Bismarck. You see everything up on that screen. The one that really stands out, despite being up 20-12, 6 penalties on the Pirates, just 1 on Bismarck in that first half.
Yeah, usually when you commit that many penalties or mistakes and you're on the road, you're usually not ahead at halftime. That's a significant amount of penalties. And, you know, when you're looking at 3 straight weeks on the road, you know, those mental errors, things like that, that actually doesn't surprise me that much.
Massachusetts up 20-12. Most of that yardage came in the second quarter. What else stands out to you there? Rushing yards wise, Bismarck is in trouble getting much going.
Yeah, the thing that jumps out at me is the 56 yards of total offense for Bismarck. You know, and a lot of that came on 1 play. So, you know, one of the best defenses against that Pirates offense is your own offense and being on the field. So Bismarck has to stay on the field. They have to manufacture some drives here and stay on the field.
The number that matters the most, Massachusetts with 20 points, Bismarck with just 12, but we still have 2 quarters to go. And if you know anything about IFL football, the offenses are far from dumb. We're going to take another short break. 20-12, Massachusetts on top. You're listening to the Farmers Union Insurance halftime report.
What I enjoy most about working with ID is the team that we've built. I love the people that I work with. We spend a lot of time in this building, so the people in this building have become my family. We hang out at work, we hang out outside of work, and it's a great family atmosphere here, and that's what I enjoy the most. If you're not doing something that you enjoy doing, then don't do it at all.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Mar, Gluten Property Management.
It's that time of year when you'll save hundreds, even thousands on America's best-selling brands during Mattress Firm's semi-annual clearance sale. While supplies last, save up to 80% on name brand model closeouts like Sealy, Simmons, Serta, and even Stearns & Foster. And with zero interest financing for up to 5 years, buy America's most recommended bed, Tempur-Pedic, for just $31 a month and get $300 in bonus cash. But hurry, these clearance models won't last long. Shop Mattress Firm's semi-annual clearance sale going on now.
Welcome back to Bismarck. Tag and company in trying to entertain the halftime crowd. Those guys never disappoint. Right now, the Bucks faithful are watching their team down 8 with still one half in the books. Still a bit of a slow weekend around the IFL. We're still ramping up till week 4 when the schedule really gets cooking. But there was one other game in action last night. 49-29, the Green Bay Blizzard over the Louisville Extreme in pretty much blowout fashion. Louisville Extreme, one of the IFL's newest franchises. They're still struggling to find their footing a little bit. Green Bay, since losing that heartbreaker to Bismarck week 1, has bounced back quite nicely. They beat Massachusetts 40-36 at home last week, and last night they take down the Louisville Extreme for a 49-29 win. Why else is that important to know? Well, the Blizzard will be back here in Bismarck to take on the Bucks for already the second time in the 2021 campaign this season. Those two will get plenty familiar with each other. The Bucks, that'll be their second of their 3-game homestand, and the Blizzard will take to the road once again. So once again, only one other game in action this weekend, 49-29. Green Bay takes down the Louisville Extreme. Meanwhile, here in Bismarck, the only game in action today, it is 20-12. The Pirates with all 20 of their points in the second quarter, 20 unanswered right now, and they will get the ball coming out of the halftime locker room. Right now, lots of fun going on the field. They'll have quite a mess to clean up before the third quarter starts. David Sugarman here for Beck Sports. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the start of the second half. Massachusetts on top of Bismarck by 8.
When no one else is around. Champions get to work. They never rest. Never settle.
May is National Beef Month, and what better time to explain where the different cuts of beef come from. We are in grilling season, and knowing your way around cuts of beef can be useful when choosing a cut of meat. National Beef Month is a time to thank cattlemen that work tirelessly to keep meat on our tables and keep our ag economy strong. We are proud to recognize, celebrate, and support all those hardworking men and women. A big thank you from Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Every day we rise, bend, twist, walk, run, doing the things we love. They are simple until they are not. If pain is holding you back from simple tasks like work, playing sports, or spending time with loved ones, West River can help you get the pain relief you need to enjoy the things you love. Take the step to a happier, healthier life by calling us today, or go online to westriverchiro.com. West River Chiropractic, family, wellness, athletics. We are proud to be the official team chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Turd Burglar, the official sponsor of the Deuce Rule. West River Chiropractic, the sponsor of the second half adjustments.
Welcome back to the Bismarck Event Center. Halftime here on the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. Alongside the IFL Hall of Famer Robert Fuller, I'm David Sugarman. Massachusetts leads 20-12 at the break. Feels like the Pirates made a lot of their adjustments in the second quarter. Down 12-0, they scored 20 straight. What does Bismarck need to do to find that momentum that they had going for them in the first?
I think Bismarck needs to find a way to control the line of scrimmage. That was something I was thinking about. The Pirates' defensive line right now has just really pinned their ears back, and they are starting to find their legs. They are very, very aggressive and physical up front. So Bismarck's got to find some type of way to extend drives, stay on the field, and keep the ball away from the Pirates.
You talked about a couple times in the first half some of the fatigue and mental toughness that's going to need show by Massachusetts right now. 6 penalties in that first half is probably that biggest bugaboo, if you will. How do they show a little bit more discipline in quarters 3 and 4?
Well, you know, now I think that second quarter really, you know, started to, I think, you know, they're here now. It kind of felt like that first quarter, they just weren't here mentally. You know, their opening season, you know, that stretch of 3 games on the road, some of the things that they've experienced on the road, it's just been really tough. You know, they've had a tough stretch here. So to see them kind of, you know, be a little bit mistake prone and a little bit undisciplined doesn't surprise me at all, but I would expect to see that change in the second half where, you know, these guys have played at a high level of football. They've been in big games before, and I think you're going to start to see that level of attitude and maturity in the second half.
The first quarter was all Bismarck. The second quarter swung the pendulum well back to the Pirates, and now it's Massachusetts by 8. We're under 4 minutes away from the start of the second half. We're going to step away for one more break, come back with the second half kickoff. It'll be the Pirates football coming out with a 20-12 lead here on Beck.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves, and we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today. H.A. Thompson & Sons.
There are many gaming choices across the region, but why play games that don't reward you? Instead, join the Night Club, the Players Club at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. When you use the Night Club card, you earn rewards like free slot play, comps, entries into big giveaways, great discounts, special offers, and more. And right now, you can get in on new member and referral bonuses. Like rewards? Join the club. The Night Club, only at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. Feel lucky tonight.
When no one else is around. Champions get to work. They never rest. never settle.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Hoo Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields.
Getting ready to start the third quarter of action here from the Bismarck Event Center. Alongside Robert Fuller, David Sugarman on hand here for Beck Sports. After a hot start where the Bucks led 12-0 at the end of the first quarter, they now trail by 8 here at the start of the third. Pirates with a 20-12 lead, and Coach, they've got all the momentum and they get the possession back here to start the third. How crucial is this opening possession of the half?
I just feel like this, if the Bucks can get a stop here, they can get back in this game. But if the Pirates can march down and get a score, they could put they could really open up and put this thing away. They have that ability anyway as far as their personnel. So this is a pretty critical drive.
Cody Barber set to kick things off. Laquiviante Gonzalez had a couple of big returns in that first half. And the former Texas A&M Aggie, Kansas Jayhawk, and Southeastern alum, now Massachusetts Pirates, Gonzalez is back to return. A squib that goes off the boot of J.D. Griggs. And to about midfield. Is that as good as you could have hoped for Bismarck, given the big returns Gonzalez had in the first half?
Well, what would have been really nice if that ball would have bounced off that front lineman's foot, and Bismarck would have been able to recover it. But, the Pirates are starting at the 24-yard line, so that's great. That's great field position for them. So now just Bismarck's got to settle in. They've got to make some plays. I would expect that the Pirates to try to score. They wanted to start this game off fast, and they absolutely did not do that, but they ended the first half that way. And I think, again, their mindset is they want to try to blow this thing open.
Alejandro Benefield, the reigning IFL Offensive Player of the Week. 3 touchdowns in that first half, 2 through the air, and he ended 1 on the ground. And some early movement as Benefield tried to take off to start the half.
Number 74 offense, 5-yard penalty.
False start on Marquise Lucas, and it feels like we've been saying his name a lot today. He's been a little bit antsy.
Yeah, he's excited to play football today.
Hey, don't blame him.
Yeah, when you're that big, any movement, you're not going to be able to hide that.
Pirates' first year in the IFL, one of 3 new franchises. IFL season didn't get much traction last year. Not many seasons did due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Bucks got in just 1 game. This is their second game of the year, first home game. Benefield on first down and 15. Good tackle by Hendrick to take down Williams at about midfield. So makes up the penalty yardage and then some. It'll be second down and 8, 7-yard pickup.
This is a nice little hitch by Benefield. Look at that tackle. This is a really nice open field tackle.
Second down and 8 from the 24. Benefield sent Terrence Williams in motion. Looks the other way. Owens across the middle, and he slipped up short of the marker. Thomas Owens, who was the National Arena Football League Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2019. The league the Pirates were in prior to this one. Off to another good start today. 3 touchdowns coming into the day, 1 already. He's a big target, 6'1", 205, knows how to use that strength as well. He's played well today.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look across this roster, there's no shortage of weapons or talent.
3rd down and 1. Benefield, the give to Stockton, and he's pushed out. Keontae Godot, first one in out on the action.
That's a big stop by Bismarck. It'll be interesting to see what the Pirates do right here. It looks like they're going to stay on the field for this 4th down.
The Pirates have struggled in the kicking game today. We've seen them opt for going for the 2-point conversion after Gabriel Rui missed his first 2 field goals and an extra point. He did make a deuce, though, at the end of the first half. 4th down and 2. Benefield drop back to pass. Looking end zone. Overthrows Owens.
Wow. Wow, I'm surprised. I am shocked, but now this is the perfect start for Bismarck. This is the best that they could hope for.
West River Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks. Missouri Valley YMCA, your official workout facility of the Bismarck Bucks.
Coach, you said you were shocked. Was it by the play call or the fact that they went for it instead of kicking the field?
No, I definitely wasn't shocked about going for it, but it was just their choice of what they chose to do.
Couillette play action, was under pressure, got it away to Rankin, and he is bounced in front of the 20 by Toby Johnson.
And you could see what's really tough about doing play action against the Pirates is that defensive line is just so darn physical and aggressive. By the time the quarterback turns around, he's already got somebody breathing down his neck.
Only 7 rushing yards in the first half. How important is it that they get Justin Rankin involved here early on?
Yeah, they do need to run the football because right now the Pirates can just pin their ears back.
Rankin with that last reception. Couillette takes off. A little stiff arm, and he dives in front of the marker. Rod Miller said he likes the mobility of the young man from Tulane and Texas Southern, and he showed off the wheels here.
Yeah, I like his decision to just pull down the ball and just run. That mobility's paying off.
Couillette, who played most of the second half in their Week 1 win over Green Bay, went 8 for 11 for 105 yards and 3 scores under the direction of first-year offensive coordinator Corey Ross. The man affectionately known as Pork Chop back when he was a Nebraska running back. Toss out to Kerrigan, and he shimmies his way inside the 15. A lot of people excited about what Corey Ross will bring to the offense this season. We get a second look on the All True Health Systems replay.
Yeah, this is a nice play concept, but to talk about Coach Ross, when you can get another very successful head coach on your staff, that is a huge deal. So that was a great hire by Coach Miller.
Play action fake. Couillette out to Kerrigan. Has Stokes blocking in front. And Kerrigan just got it in front of the marker. We touched on Corey Ross, was the head coach for the Quad City Steamwheelers, but they decided to go dormant for the 2021 season. Bucks needed an offensive coordinator. So Ross, the former Baltimore Raven, played 10 games over 2 seasons with Baltimore, including a playoff game. Came over to give some of that guidance to the Bucks offense, and unsure if he'll go back to Quad City or not next season, but right now, the goal is to get the Bucks back on the board. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. Looking end zone. Did he come down with it? Yes, he did. Couillette to Harvey, the hero of the Week 1 win, and puts the Bucks on the board.
This is just Like, what a grab. You know, when you need a play, who else are you going to go to besides Harvey? This fantastic play, and there's a flag.
Sportsmanlike conduct, number 71 of the offense. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game, and that will be enforced in the bank after the kickoff.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is the call on offensive lineman Sterling Clark, but more importantly, the touchdown will stand, and looks like Corey Ross will send the offense back out to try and tie this thing up with a 2-point conversion.
And this is a big play. But just to be able to answer, to get that stop, and then to answer with a touchdown, you know, this is the perfect start to the second half for the Bucs.
Couillette with Rankin on his left hip. Time to throw. Pumps towards the back of the end zone. And Harvey bobbled and couldn't hold on to it. So the Pirates keep a 2-point edge, but the Bucs strike first here in the third quarter. Couillette to Harvey.
Right now,
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
The Smile Cam here at the Event Center, and certainly plenty of reasons to smile right now for the Bucs. They just scored a touchdown to come back within 2 as Gonzalez quickly tripped up on the return by Keontae Godot. And Coach, about halfway through this third quarter, and first 7 minutes or so couldn't have gone better for Bismarck.
Absolutely. You know, the Pirates had an opportunity to blow this thing open, but Bismarck answered. They did exactly what they had to do. They got a very important stop, and then they did something with it. So you can now feel the crowd getting, you know, back into the game a little bit. You know, unfortunately, you know, there's that penalty in the bank. So, you know, the Pirates are going to start with great field position. But, you know, again, you know, the Bucs have got themselves in a position where they're in this game.
So after that in the bank penalty, which was due to an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the touchdown from Raheem Harvey, Sterling Clark, the offensive lineman, was charged with
All
it.
right, Bucs fans, time for us to get back into the game. Here we go.
So from the Bismarck 21, the Pirates will set up shop for the second time this half. Benefield has a man wide open. Williams gets up and scurries, reaches. No signal yet. Touchdown, one play, one touchdown, and just like that, the Pirates answer back. Terrence Williams, the former Dallas Cowboy, gets into the end zone.
There had to be a blown coverage there. You know, Bismarck blitz, so they're in man coverage. And he is wide open.
Take place on July 20th.
Enough time to get up after the fact, and a great effort there as well. With Terrell Hendrick trying to bring him down. Gabe Rui off the mark for the second time today on the extra point, so it'll stay at a one-possession game, but the Pirates answer right back with one play, 26-18, Massachusetts on top.
Bucs football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Sonato Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucs football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, and Runnings Farm and Fleet. Taco Del Mar, Gluten Property Management.
Today's game on Beck brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank, West Dakota Chevy, Bell Bank, BASF, and Beck. Well, after the Bucks dwindled the lead down to 2, the Pirates responded right back with a touchdown pitch and catch between Alejandro Benefield and Terrence Williams, a missed extra point, and it's an 8-point ball game. Alongside the IFL Hall of Famer Robert Fuller, David Sugarman on hand here for Beck Sports. 7:09 to go in the third. Rui with a deep kick. Hendrick catches it in the back of the end zone. Already seen a couple of big returns, not this time. Just lit up by Martrell Spates.
Spate did a great job there. You know, he's running down the field. You could see him there just squeezing his lane down, not getting pushed out. This shows tenacity, and you love to have one of your starters be a big-time contributor on your kickoff team.
Bucks offense scored their last time out. Second time Raheem Harvey has found the end zone today. And they'll start this drive at their own 7. Couillette sets up in the shotgun. Now will come under center. Couillette, the handoff for Rankin, and he's bottled up immediately and dragged into the end zone. Forward progress will prevent a safety, but J.D. Griggs and that big defensive line was in there in a hurry.
Yeah, what's really tough, you know, it's tough for Coach Ross, you know, to be able to call a game. You know, you run that fly motion to hold Griggs there, but he doesn't bite on it at all. He knows exactly where this ball is going. And, you know, just the Bucks offensive line is just not they're not able to get push.
So a 3-yard loss, second down and 13. They'll be from the 4. Couillette with Rankin in their own end zone. Couillette in trouble, just gets it out of dodge. Heady play by Couillette just to prevent the safety. Toby Johnson was in there on the action, pressuring Couillette.
He did a nice job, you know, 6'4", 300 pounds from Georgia. Just basically threw the Bucks center down and almost had himself a safety.
And you mentioned throwing somebody down. It's all about power in this league because the defensive linemen are not allowed to stunt or swim or spin. You just have to overpower the other man.
Absolutely. You know, really all they're limited to is basically slanting. So it's really, you know, one-on-one, man-on-man.
Third down and 13. Coming up on the 5-minute mark, and that sails well over the head of Harvey. We know Cody Barber has a leg, and this is where this league gets interesting. Punting is illegal, so you can either kick a field goal the length of the field or take a big risk and go for it, and it'll be Cody Barber trotting out onto the field.
This is scary right here. You know, the Pirates have a lot of size and a lot of height, and, you know, they have an opportunity to block this thing.
Barber just gets it out of bounds, and you touched on that earlier. Sometimes it's not really about scoring. Why in a situation like that is kicking it out of bounds just the best thing for everybody on the Bismarck sideline?
Yeah, you know, if you give the Pirates, basically, you know, if you're kicking it straight ahead and you're trying to kick it for distance, it's got a great chance of getting blocked. So kick it out of bounds and live to fight another day.
Bet Connect, the official communications provider of the Bismarck Bucks. Bet Connect, the official replay sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks.
This is a Pirates team that's on the road for the 3rd straight week to start their season, and they have seen their share of adversity. The Pirates were witnesses and in the same hotel to a shooting at the Oneida Casino last week when they were in Green Bay, and where a gunman killed 2 and injured 1 more. Luckily, no Pirates were injured, and coaches told us that There wasn't much sleep that night. There wasn't much breakfast eaten the next morning. And there was actually a players-only meeting to decide whether the team was going to play against Green Bay or not. And the coaching staff really gave them credit. They wouldn't have blamed them if they didn't want to play, but they felt it was the best thing for the team. And they've certainly shown some mental toughness the last couple of weeks and a harrowing experience.
Yeah, you got to respect their players. You know, it's something that nobody should ever have to see. And you know, for the coaches to leave it up to the players to vote, you know, I think it just says a lot about, you know, the players. And again, like you said, you can't fault them either way, you know, whether they chose not to play or to play. But, you know, I think, you know, for them, therapeutically, just to be able to go out there and do what they came to do is really important.
1st and 10 from the 20, flag at the snap. Looked like Tuni Rapati got eager. Stockton with a couple of spin cycles before finally being brought down. But there should be a flag on the Bucks. The Ball State product, Tuni Rapati. Chirped a little bit early that time.
Illegal defensive formation. Number 0 came out of the stands
played
prior
a
to
bad
the
game.
snap.
You know, I mean, he's holding it down in the middle, being very physical. You know, not getting pushed off the football, but you know, I've actually been waiting for somebody to start going on 2. I figured the Bucks would, just as physical and as much as the Pirates defensive line is getting off the football, that they change up that snap count a little bit.
1st down and 5 from the 25. Benefield with Stockton in motion. He gets the handoff, and a swarm of Bucks there for the stop. Trey Harvey, first one in on the action. Yeah. One of the captains of this Bismarck defense, and he's been flying all over the place, a real ball hawk.
He sure has, because I just felt like coming into this game that Stockton, you know, had the opportunity, you know, to establish himself a little bit, but, you know, but Harvey has not allowed that to take place.
Stockton, the former Texas Tech Red Raider, spent time in the XFL, some short time with the Lions and Seahawks in the NFL, trying to make a name for himself right now in the IFL. His team leads by 8. 2nd down and 4. Benefield, looking end zone, over the head of Carrington. Hendrick was there in coverage.
I had to see that replay just to see if there was. I felt like Benningfield had another receiver open, but you know, when you have that type of talent out there at the wide receiver position, throw it up there and let your guys try to make a play.
You see much contact here that would have warranted a flag?
Oh, nah. No, let those guys play.
You heard it from the Hall of Famer. Let them play. 3rd down and 4. Under 2.5 to go in the 3rd. Benefield with a dart to Owens, quickly wrapped up by Brown. It was caught right at the marker. Owens wanted a 1st down, and the officials will call Owens just short of the chains. Big 4th down upcoming. It'll be 4th down and 1.
I would anticipate Benningfield to have this football here. They're spreading it out again. You know, their wide receivers have just had so much. These guys just don't know where to line up.
Benefield frustrated with his offense, signals for a timeout. 1:37 to go here in the 3rd, 4th and 1 after the break.
Beautiful day to get out on the course, isn't it, Corey?
Without a doubt, Brian. And Scotty here was thinking the exact same thing.
There's a lot on the line for him today. He told his friends he's a scratch golfer, but the numbers today suggest otherwise. Ooh, swing and a miss.
Looks like he's excited to find that Titleist. Unfortunately, he was playing with Mojos.
Ooh, and a major infraction just occurred. Can we get another look at that?
As from my angle, it looks like he's got about a 10, 12-foot putt.
Fox Football is presented by these fine sponsors. Pooh Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields.
Coach, 4th and 1. We've seen Benefield get loose from the quarterback position a couple times today. How can the Bucks keep contained here on this crucial down?
Well, it depends, on what the Pirates line up in. If they go empty, they're going to go a trips formation here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pirates run the ball weak.
Here we go. Harvey got by everybody. Owens had his hands on it for a moment. And he came down with it for the first down. A crucial for the first down and a crowd silencer.
Yeah, they're just running. I don't know if there was some confusion there. You basically had dual posts or a dig and a post, but you had 2 wide receivers in the same area. And the Pirates are lucky that turned out the way it did. But when you have a guy like T.O. out there, you just throw it up and he's going to make a play.
Had the first touchdown of the day for Massachusetts, and now it's 1st and goal at the 8. Benefield gets it himself, nowhere to go.
Bismarck's doing a really nice job shutting this run down.
Neither team has been able to get much of a run game going. We approach the 32nd mark of this 3rd quarter. Bucks struck first to cut the lead down to 2. Massachusetts answered on a 1-play touchdown drive to Terrence Williams. Now they got a chance to make it a 2-possession ball game headed into the 4th. From the 10. Benefield keeps it himself, just flicks it out of bounds. Took a big hit from Harvey.
They tried to run a similar concept to what they I feel like scored on or got close to scoring on before, where they're running those stack receivers there.
Benefield takes a hit, and we've got a good one. Buckle up, 1-possession game headed to the 4th quarter. It's the Pirates 26, the Bucks 18.
It's that time of year when you'll save hundreds, even thousands on America's best-selling brands during Mattress Firm's semi-annual clearance sale. While supplies last, save up to 80% on name brand model closeouts like Sealy, Simmons, Serta, and even Stearns & Foster. And with 0 interest financing for up to 5 years, buy America's most recommended bed, Tempur-Pedic, for just $31 a month and get $300 in bonus cash. But hurry, these clearance models won't last long. Shop Mattress Firm's semi-annual clearance sale going on now.
Start of the 4th here on Beck. 3rd down and goals from the 10-yard line coming up for Massachusetts. After a 4th quarter dominated by Bismarck, a 2nd that had 20 straight points from Massachusetts to go up 8. A seesaw 3rd quarter, but a chance to go up 2 scores for Massachusetts. Benefield fakes the pitch, gets it away, and slapped down by Godot. It'll be 4th down and 10, and now an interesting scenario. Gabe Rui, who has struggled kicking tonight, they've gone away from him a couple of times, but they will bring him out here for a chance to go up 11 here early in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I definitely think this is the right call. You know, you're going to need them, and this gives them the opportunity to go up by 11. It's a smart play call. This is a good kicker. You give him the opportunity to get on the board and get some momentum back.
About a 22-yarder for Rui. Kick is up. And it is through. Pirates take a 2-possession lead to start the fourth quarter, 29-18.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Sonato Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Blue Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields. Pluton Property Management, the official game ball sponsor of the Bucks. Cricket Wireless, the official smile cam of the Bismarck Bucks.
$14-13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Massachusetts kicks a field goal to go up 11, and the Bucks trail by 2 possessions for the first time today. Rui pops one over the scoreboard. Kerrigan receives it inside the 5. Out towards the right side and taken down at about the 20. Lost his cleat in the process. So down 11 here, still plenty of time to go, especially with the short field in this game. Do the Bucks need to change anything offensively, though?
Well, they've just got to execute here. I mean, you know, you look up at the score and you see 18 points for the Bucks. You know, in indoor football, you've got to be able to put points on the board. You know, just to be somewhere, you got to try to get into the 40s or 50s. You know, so that's definitely going to be something that they're going to be working on. But you know, just speaking from this fourth quarter, the Bucks obviously, it goes without saying, you know, they got to at least get, you know, a couple scores, and they definitely need to get some stops here. So each one of these drives is important.
And for the first time today, we see Richard Stametti in a quarterback instead of Glenn Couillette. Stametti finds Harvey down the sideline. He's banged into the dashboards. A first down for Bismarck. So Stametti, who played the first half and change of the opener, the Henderson State product, more of a pocket-type passer, more of a traditional quarterback in Corey Ross's offense, providing something a little bit different than Couillette's.
Yeah, I think right now they're looking for a little bit of accuracy. And they have some things that now that they want to run, you know, maybe some of these crossing routes, some of these quicker hitting routes, and they need that accuracy that Stametti brings to the table.
Couillette, who threw 2 touchdowns in his time, makes way for Stametti, one of the team captains of this offense. Stametti fakes the handoff to Rankin, not known for his mobility. Forget that, I'm going to the end zone.
Well,
a flag at about the 17-yard line, and based on the body language of offensive lineman Sterling Clark, this one may be coming back.
There's a heck of a block. I'd have to see the replay. I didn't feel like it was
Number 71 of the offense.
A flag, but I mean, if I'm a Pirates fan, it was definitely holding, but you know, I just didn't think it warranted that call.
You see it right there, number 71, Clark. It is the block that sets Stametti free. And so now, instead of a touchdown, it'll be first down and 20. And boy, Stametti, not the most mobile guy in the world. You got to think he's upset about that one.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play. Great scheme, great call.
Low snap, gets behind Stametti, and he just falls on it. The smart move by Stametti, but now it'll be second down and a mile.
So you just went from the end zone with a touchdown to now you're at the other end zone. A penalty and a bad snap, and that's been a problem today. You know, it killed the drive earlier. I believe it was in the second quarter. And you definitely can't have it kill a drive when you need points.
Second down and 39. The length of the field in the indoor game is only 50 yards. Stametti fires to Stokes, in and out of the hands of the Wingate University product, and it'll be third down and 39. Down 2 possessions, do you think the Bucks need to play it safe in this end or try and get a big chunk of this back now?
Well, goodness. I mean, I think, you know, if you can get maybe 20 yards back here and put yourself in position to kick a field goal, but, you know, that was a heck of a play by Griggs. I couldn't get my mind off of what he just did. He was a flat defender and was running backwards, not even facing the quarterback, and tipped the ball.
Stametti with all day to throw over the middle. Harvey high points it. And that makes things very manageable here on 4th down. Back to about midfield. And if you're a quarterback, Raheem Harvey might be your best friend if you're just a tiny bit off the mark.
Yeah, you definitely have. I tell you what, you know, he was an absolute playmaker at Quad City. And then for the Bucks to be able to bring him to Bismarck, you know, that was an incredibly important signing. He and Stokes ended up having some big plays against Green Bay.
Barber out there to try and make it an 8-point game. Off the mark. Cody Barber can't get it to go, and now with 10:09 to play, Massachusetts takes over. Up 11.
Cluton Properties, the official housing sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks. ID Chrysler, the official touchdown sponsor of the game.
So Barber off the mark on the field goal with 10:09 to go. Pirates up 11. The bad news for Bismarck, it's running clock up until the 1-minute warning. The good news is that this is a league where it is hard to run the clock and burn the clock. You cannot take a knee, and just a lot of advantages to hopefully get Bismarck another chance in this ball game.
Yeah, they're only going to get this. I mean, you know, they're going to have maybe 3 more opportunities at this football, depending on what the Pirates do here. You know, and you might see the Pirates just slow it down a little bit and be deliberate in what they're doing, sprinkling the run here and there. Just try to gain more snaps, you know, and keep Bismarck off the field. But, you know, again, if you're Bismarck, you know, you've had some great opportunities. And you know, one thing they could take from this game is that, you know, they made a lot of plays, you know, and if they can clean up some of those self-inflicted missed opportunities and things like that, you know, they can make some things happen.
2nd and 7. After a short pickup from Stockton. They prescribe the bill to Stockton again, and he is ripped down. Devon Keith. 6'2", 245. He made sure Stockton felt every part of it.
You know, and he's had himself quite a game as well, you know, even though we really haven't said his name too much other than, you know, when he missed that contain. But, you know, to be his size and just to play as physical as he is, the guy he's going against is really good and really big and physical. And, you know, for him to be able to hold his own, you know, that says a lot about that man.
3rd down and 8. Pirates need to get to the 15. Benefield wants it all, looking for Owens right in the breadbasket. Down inside the 5-yard line. The man they call T.O. shows you exactly why.
One thing I was kind of waiting for, just knowing how Bismarck is covering, you know, the 2x2, was just trying to get him one-on-one on a safety. I mean, such a talent. You know, why not take a shot when you can isolate him one-on-one?
The 2019 NAL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Led Conference USA in receiving yards in his time with Florida International, and now he's putting his stamp on the IFL. Benefield tries plowing ahead, and the play is blown dead. A shove after the fact, and then Benefield does his best acting job. And the officials do a good job of getting there to break things up quickly. Got to give credit to this officiating crew. We've seen a lot of chippiness, and they've made sure nothing's gotten out of hand today.
Yeah, and that's not an easy thing to do. You know, that's one thing you're going to see in indoor football is, there's a lot of emotion in this game. It's very raw, it's very real, it's very intense. So, you know, emotion plays a big part in this game. So they have a tough job.
Second down and goal from the one. And it is pretty much do or die right now for Bismarck. 6.5 minutes and counting right now. Stockton lines up behind Benefield. Benefield tries it himself again. No signal from the officials. Didn't look like Benefield got enough, and it'll be third down.
I feel like the way that Bismarck is playing this is I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to just get outside of that. This quarterback sneak it, get outside of that, follow your lead blocker. Basically, you know, Bismarck has that linebacker right in the middle and one off to the right of the defense. Be interesting to see what the Pirates do here.
And we did see earlier on the other end of the field, Bismarck tried the QB sneak a couple times themselves. Couillette ended up fumbling it to the back of the end zone. Massachusetts recovered. Bucks hoping for the same here. They tried the QB sneak for a third straight play, and it finally works. Benefield breaks the goal line for his second rushing touchdown of the game, his 5th total score.
You know, when you've got those big guys up front, especially led by McRae, why not? Just, you know, again, they just burned off probably 3 minutes here, you know, with this drive, 3 to 4 minutes, just keeping that ball away from Bismarck, and they got the touchdown out of it.
Bismarck had it down to 20 to 18, 15 unanswered. And make it 16 for the Pirates. 36 to 18. Pirates doubling up the Bucks, just 4:48 to go.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors.
May is National Beef Month, and what better time to explain where the different cuts of beef come from? We are in grilling season, and knowing your way around cuts of beef can be useful when choosing a cut of meat. National Beef Month is a time to thank cattlemen that work tirelessly to keep meat on our tables and keep our ag economy strong. We are proud to recognize, celebrate, and support all those hardworking men and women. A big thank you from Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Sonato Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic.
Just 4:48 to go. The Bucks in an 18-point hole, 36-18. The Pirates on top after Alejandro Benningfield, the reigning IFL Offensive Player of the Week, runs in his second touchdown. 10 total touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. He has been mega impressive in both facets of the game, his leg and his arm.
Yeah, the Pirates have to be really happy, you know, having him being able to lead the charge when they don't have their number one guy. He has just really come in, just to be able, for him to be able to extend plays and do so much damage with his feet. And then also being able to, you know, throw to this crew of wide receivers. You know, he's done a really nice job to start the season.
Rui kicks it deep. Mike Kerrigan will receive it with a foot in the end zone. Carrington cuts it back up the middle and gets just past the 20-yard line. And the clock is not the Bucks' friend right now. Down 18 with under 5 to go.
Yeah, I tell you what, their kick return team, you know, I'm excited to watch this in the future. You know, they're close to breaking one every time. They've had some really big returns today, but you know, now the Bucks are looking at, you know, quite a deficit here with, you know, 4 minutes and 30 seconds here, this running clock. You know, they just don't have a lot of time to mess around. You know, they've got to get some points They've got to do some things. They can't have any of these negative plays, bad snaps, and so on.
Bucks scored a touchdown on their opening possession of the third quarter. Been held in check since, and a flag before the snap.
Number 51 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Matthew Snow, offensive lineman, called for a false start. And so it'll be 5 yards back for the Bucks from their own 15. Richard Stameti, his second possession. Stameti looking deep, hits Kerrigan in stride, and he's taken down right as he catches it by Khalid Wooten.
That's a nice job. Stameti he is so accurate with his passes here. Just a really nice job, and he's got that nose guard just running right down his face.
And now we've got a flag. Matthew Snow and Tavares Dantzler got into it at around midfield. So Tavares Dantzler is upset. He was just called for an unsportsmanlike penalty.
You know, I'll tell you what, in the IFL, you know, when you're trying to play for a championship, I'm going to tell you, the most disciplined teams are going to be the most successful teams. You know, obviously, you know, they're not going to lose it, you know, off of that play, but just you've got to be disciplined. You can't have those type of mistakes.
Another low snap. Stameti just launches it to get it out of play. Smart play, but that's the second time Stameti has had to recover a low snap.
Yeah, that has to get corrected, whether that's technique by the center or you get a new center. One way or another, you can't have that stuff.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go, we touched on offensive coordinator Corey Ross. A lot of people excited about this offense. There's certainly a lot of talent. What do they need to do to put it together, though?
Well, here's the thing. You know, Coach Ross, I mean, he is an awesome coach, a great offensive coordinator, but if you do not have the ability to run the football, you're kind of limited in what you can do. You know, you're just not going to be successful. No matter how good Coach Ross is, you know, if they're just not able to run the football, it's tough. It's going to be real tough for any offensive coordinator, no matter how good they are, to be able to dial it up just through the passing game alone.
So Stameti tossed that one out of bounds, was looking for Harvey. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 8. Stameti was 9 for 14 with 105 yards and a couple of picks in the Bucks opener 2 weeks ago. Stameti looking end zone, nearly had Stokes. He couldn't hold on. And the Pirates secondary is fired up. It was Arian Maxey Penton there to break it up.
That's a really nice ball right there. And a great play by the defensive back. I mean, goodness gracious. That ball is thrown so hard, and for that DB to be able to close, I mean, he is a big-time player.
Former Mizzou Tiger and undrafted free agent with the Rams in 2017 comes up with a huge stop. 1:35 to play, 4th down and goal from the 8. More trouble with the snap, and Stameti hops on top of it, but it won't matter. And that should put the final nail in the coffin. The Pirates, one of the IFL's newest franchises, opens up with a 3-game road trip. And barring the spectacular, it'll be a 2-1 start.
Mattress Firm, the official timeout sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks. Sleep Number, your official sleep partner of the Bismarck Bucks.
Coach, we've talked about it. The expectation in the IFL is normally somewhere in the 30 to 40 point range. How impressive has this Massachusetts defense been after giving up 12 points in the first quarter to give up 6 here over the last 3?
You know, when you look at this roster and you look at the names and you look at the pedigree and just where these guys have played and what they've accomplished, you know, I kind of wondered how this was going to go, you know, and you know, for as much as, you know, we talk about Bismarck's struggles, I think a lot of that has to do with that defense.
1 minute warning. We'll step away for one more time. Pirates on top, 36-18.
Fox Football is presented by these fine sponsors: Blue Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields.
Poem Design is your shop for specialized and meaningful home decor. Nothing makes a house a home like personalized designs that celebrate your milestones and tells your family's unique story. Check out our e-commerce site to find signs, photo prints, and much more. Let Poem's cutting-edge technology create unique products to help you add your personal touch to any space. Visit poemdesign.net to shop our catalog today.
Fox Football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Bar, Gluten Property Management.
Just 59 seconds, second down and 10. Benefield looking for one more home run. Thomas Owens was running deep, but it's nowhere near him. And game is essentially out of reach, but an interesting call to throw the ball there under 1 minute on an incomplete pass is one of the few times the clock will stop at this level.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but again, they have some expectations, maybe some point expectations, some execution stuff. It could have been somebody talking and saying something, and they're going to say, hey, okay, you want to talk and you want to jab at us, then we're going to keep playing football.
Well, there's been no lack of competitive fire on either side today.
Absolutely, but you're
Benefield over the middle, hits Owens again. Been a big day for him, breaks out of a tackle, and he's dragged out at midfield by Brown.
The other part of it too, though, is under a minute. They have to gain yardage to be able to keep the clock going. So, but if I was them, I'd love to be able to get out of here, with the W and not, risk injury. Because now, for them to go 2-1 on the road to start the season, that's a really good start for them. And then now I believe they have maybe 3 home games in a row. So, they've got an opportunity to really start the season off strong.
Pirates will get the week off with a bye next week as we get a flag before having their home opener debut at home in the IFL against the Spokane Shock. This is the first of a 3-game stand as we get a delay of game on the Pirates. 3-game homestand for Bismarck. Next up, they'll take on Green Bay for already the 2nd time this season and round out the homestand with Northern Arizona. As you look forward to next week, the Bucs offense certainly showed flashes, struggled at times to put it together. What needs to improve for next week?
Right now, they're on the offensive line. They've got to get production out of that offensive line, and if they can't do that, they are going to struggle. So, that's going to be a key point for them, as they move forward. Is again, they've got to shore up that center position, and they've got to find a way to produce a running game.
Stockton with one last carry. Pirates don't have to run another play, and that'll do it. Massachusetts comes into Bismarck and plays spoiler on the Bucs home opener. A 36-18 win after falling behind 12-0. Massachusetts gets the job done. They double up the Bucs and they head home and into the bye week with a 36-18 victory. We'll be right back with a post-game report after these messages.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Fox Football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torger Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Fox Football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors.
When no one else is around. Champions get to work. They never rest. Never settle.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Pooh Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Mar, Cluton Property Management.
May is National Beef Month, and what better time to explain where the different cuts of beef come from? We are in grilling season, and knowing your way around cuts of beef can be useful when choosing a cut of meat. National Beef Month is a time to thank cattlemen that work tirelessly to keep meat on our tables and keep our ag economy strong. We are proud to recognize, celebrate, and support all those hardworking men and women. A big thank you from Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Welcome back to the Event Center. One last time with Robert Fuller, David Sugarman. Massachusetts doubles up Bismarck here on the Bucks home opener, 36-18. And Coach, we got a few stats to run through here, but first things first, the rushing yards is really what hurt Bismarck today. Never really established the ground game today, just 12 rushing yards.
Yeah, and that allowed the Pirates' defensive line to just be able to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback.
236 total yards for Massachusetts, just 139 for Bismarck. A relatively clean game, 2 turnovers for the Bucks and 1 for Massachusetts. Penalties, plenty to go around. 9 for the Pirates and 5 for the Bucks. And a couple players of the night for you. Alejandro Benefield, the reigning IFL Offensive Player of the Week. He might mess around and do it 2 weeks in a row. Pirates quarterback, 185 passing yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. He also ran for 37 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wasn't the starter to begin the season, but he might give Sean Brackett a run for the money as the season goes on, depending on Brackett's health. He was fantastic tonight.
Yeah, you're going to be able to win games with him. For him to be able to run, to be able to throw, and he's only going to get better.
Thomas Owens is leading receiver tonight with 108 yards and 1 touchdown to lead the Pirates. And on the other side, leading Bismarck, Raheem Harvey with a big night, 89 yards, including a long touchdown. A lot of that coming on one play. The Bucks certainly showed flashes tonight, but like you said, just have to establish a run game and hopefully show a little bit more balance in the weeks to come next week against the Blizzard.
Yeah, one positive is that defense. They played hard, they made tackles, and to be able to hold a team like the Pirates to 36 points, that was a good defensive effort.
The Bucks fall here in their home opener, 36-18 to the Massachusetts Pirates. Big thanks to our entire Beck Sports crew who made the Bucks home opener possible. Our camera operators, Zach Hoffner, Patrick Conte, Scott Laresh, and Jesse Schwab. Graphics operators, Ryan Bradley and Mick Tidrow. And of course, our Feelers Theater director, Jordan Lowry. For my partner, Robert Fuller, I'm David Sugarman signing off from the Bismarck Event Center. We'll see you next week when the Bucks try and bounce back against the Green Bay Blizzard. But today, the Bucks fall to 1-1. The final score, one more time, the Pirates 36, the Bismarck Bucks 18. Have a safe weekend, everybody.
Poem Design is your